Welcome back to A to Z here on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. You search Locked On Sports Atlanta. As I said, follow me on Twitter at Mark Zinno, here, host of A to Z, and follow our entire network at Locked On ATL. Don't forget to check out all of the great shows on Locked On Sports Atlanta, ATL Day Ones, Jarvis Davis, Tanitra Batiste, Hitting Hard with John Chuckery. Of course, our Braves postcast with my buddy Grant McCauley, and you have to be part of the Braves postcast after this huge series. So right after the Braves game is over, right here at Locked On Sports Atlanta. Don't forget about Locked On Falcons and Locked On Hawks. And Locked On Falcons will be ramping up real soon. And, of course, if there's any action with the Hawks making more moves here this summer, you'll hear it right on Locked On Hawks. This segment brought to you by our good friends at BetOnline.net. Okay, I want to stay with the Braves here for a minute because this topic – is going to continue to happen throughout the next month until the trade deadline gets here and the final roster is constructed for the postseason. I want to reiterate that there's a reason why nobody has won back-to-back World Series in 22 years. The reason why is because it's really, really hard. And the game has changed a little bit in a sense where, bullpens are dominating now more than ever. Pitching has always won in the playoffs, but, quality pitching is hard to find. Quality starting pitching because, again, the guys who can get to the 7th or 8th inning in a playoff game and keep the bullpen rested are so pivotal to a World Series run. You can't just go 5 innings every time and get out of Dodge in the postseason. Your bullpen's going to get wore out. And there's way too many high leverage situations for you to expect them to all be good at. I say all this to say that everybody who believes that this is the absolute best version of the Braves, I think is deluding themselves. And I think they're doing so in a sense where that regardless of how good this team is during the regular season, when they get to the postseason, things will be different. You don't have a Jock Peterson. You don't have Jorge Soler. The Eddie Rosario that was there last year, you can't count on again. The Tyler Matzik that was there last year, you can't count on again. That is not – there is no sample size to prove, other than last postseason, that those guys will do it again. So at that point, you're just hoping. And that's not something that I am comfortable with, whether it be the team that I'm a fan of or just in general a team that I cover. That's not a philosophy that I want to head into the postseason with. Well, I hope our guys do what they did last time. Nah, I'd like a little bit more certainty. And so as the trade deadline approaches, and Alex Anthopoulos has already made 2 moves. We talked about earlier, the trade of Robinson Cano. Now, will Cano end up being on the postseason roster? I don't know. Will he contribute that much? I don't know. I mean, it's just way too early to tell. But that's a move that he made. And then yesterday as well, he traded away one of the top prospects in the Braves organization, in Drew Waters, and another minor league pitcher and another minor league player to the Kansas City Royals for the 35th overall pick in the upcoming MLB draft. That's like a move you almost never see happen in baseball. Like, guys trade for draft picks, high draft picks in the NFL. They do it all the time. In the NBA, it's pretty common. Major League Baseball, you never see it. You never see it. And I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but the point simply being is that move, that trade is obviously not going to help the Braves win a World Series this year. That doesn't mean it's a bad move. Like, Alex Anthopoulos has enough clout with me and should be with everybody that no matter what move he makes, you have to trust it. You have to let it play out. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be right, but he's been more right than he's been wrong throughout his tenure here in Atlanta. And so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But that said, as I said last week, I still want Anthopoulos to be as aggressive this year as he was last year. Why? Because you have to be better than you were last year to win back-to-back. You can't be the same. And I go back to, the 98, 99 Yankees, 99, 2000 Yankees were the last team to win back-to-back. But in 98, when the Yankees won 125 games, they were the best team in baseball history record-wise, regular season and postseason. They were just unbeatable. And after that season, you know what they did? They went out and traded and got Cy Young Award winner Roger Clemens. I think 4-time Cy Young Award winner Roger Clemens at that point in time. But they got better because it's really hard to win back-to-back games. They were willing to trade their best pitcher in 98 and David Wells, got rid of him, and got a pitcher that was equally as good, if not better, to be better the following year. That's how you repeat. That's what Anthopoulos should be focusing on. And I, for one, am not a fan of resting on laurels. I get it. I mean, it's tough to look at the team and figure out and go, are we still good enough to win? Yeah, it looks like it because we're going back to the playoffs again, but it's a different world in the postseason. It's just you. So yesterday as well, there was another player rumor that was made available by somebody, and I'll tell you who that is in a second. First, a word from our friends on BetOnline.net, your number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including everything about Major League Baseball. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering information, including live betting, esports, and scores. And BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all of your sports scores, podcast news this season. BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check on all your favorite sports and events, including MMA, boxing, and golf. Head to the website today and use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and the action. BetOnline, where the game starts. Okay, a player that may have been made available yesterday. There were rumors out there from, I think it was Bob Nightingale of USA Today, that the Brewers may be moving Josh Hader. Josh Hader is the best, if not the best, within the top 2 or 3 best closers in the game. He's as automatic as they come. Now, Braves fans will scoff at that because Freddie Freeman hit a home run off him last year in the playoffs. But nonetheless, if a guy like that's available and you want to really make sure your bullpen is bulletproof, because if you were to have Hader, Smith, Jansen, and then whatever else is there, yeah, even if your pitcher only goes 5 games, you're in 5 innings rather, you're in real good position. Real good position. So a guy like that is available, but he's not going to come cheap. He's not going to come at the expense of, a bunch of prospects who can't play now. And I know it's not for a bunch of prospects. Why? Because the Milwaukee Brewers are in first place. If they're willing to move off of this guy, they already feel like they have his successor, and they want to improve now to win a World Series now. So sending them your top prospects is not going to help them. They want major league ready guys. And so I asked the question yesterday of my friends over at 92.9 The Game, where I'm filling in this week, would you trade Austin Riley? No, can't do that. Would you trade Michael Harris? No, can't do that. I'm like, dude, Michael Harris has played a month of professional baseball. A month. You're getting the best closer in the game for a guy who's played a month of professional baseball. If you think that for certain that what Harris has done in this month is the next 15 years of his career, you're better than I am. I don't know that. I'm not saying I would do either one of those deals. I'm just saying these are the things that you have to weigh out. And this is what makes Alex Anthopoulos' job so tough. But I feel confident that he's going to continue to be aggressive and continue to try to improve this team because he knows that they can't run it back with the same thing and hope for the same results from guys like Rosario and Matzik. All right, coming up next, a list in the NFL that has got me scratching my head and a whole lot of other people. We'll do that right here on A to Z on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Search Locked On Sports Atlanta.